9 signs that you're smarter than you think. Welcome to Upside, where we have fun facts for curious minds. To enjoy more of these videos, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and ring the bell. As humans, it is normal to want to know how you stack up against your peers. I can vouch for that, especially when it comes to intelligence. But what exactly does it mean to be smart? Merriam defines smart as having or showing a quick-witted intelligence, and intelligence is defined as the ability to acquire and apply knowledge and skills. If this is the case, you can consider yourself smart if you know how to apply the learnings you've acquired. Applied knowledge seals the deal when it comes to being intelligent. And another question is, why is it important for you to be smart in this world? Why are we even talking about this? Well, the smarter you are, the better equipped you will be to take on whatever challenges get thrown your way. But how exactly do you know if you're a smart individual? What practices should you habitually be taking part in on a daily basis if you want to be considered smart? Well, watch until the end of this video to find out. You might just be one of them if these things apply to you. Let's see how many things you can check off this list. You might be surprised by knowing that being lazy is considered a sign of being smart. Who knew? Let's be honest, lazy people get a bad reputation, especially when some of the world's most successful billionaires are perceived as the exact opposite. Fortunately for all the lazies out there, science has discovered evidence that your laziness might actually be a sign of being smart. Dude, science supports laziness. According to a 2015 study published in the Journal of Health Psychology, people who are less physically active tend to be brainier than physically active people. They even developed a fancy term of it. Instead of calling it laziness, they call it need for cognition. People who have this trait crave structured and reasoned ways of looking at the world, and they often pursue activities that provide intense mental stimulation, such as brainstorming puzzles or debating. The data found that those with a high IQ got bored less easily, leading them to be less active and spend more time engaged in thought. And I'm pretty sure I am clear that the laziness I'm talking about has something to do with being creative in finding ways on how to be effective. They know how to reduce wasteful actions and instead prefer to use efficient processes. So maybe Bill Gates is right when he said that it is better to choose a lazy person to do a hard job, because a lazy person will find an easy way to do it. These lazy people are strategic thinkers who can come up with smart shortcuts, ways to eliminate problems, save time, and contribute innovative ideas. At the end of the day, there's just something about smart people who are able to make difficult tasks look so easy. Another sign that is backed up by science is being creative. Creativity can be applied to many things and is a definitive sign of intelligence because it requires thinking outside of the box and entails the ability to shift and change your patterns of thinking from one way to another. A lot of studies shown that intelligence is highly correlated with creative ability. Most people's ability to complete creative thinking tasks correspond with how smart they are. But what really is creativity? Creativity is the ability to come up with new ideas through a mental process of connecting existing concepts, and intelligence certainly plays a part. To be creative is to pull existing knowledge into a new situation and quickly sort through potential outcomes. So if I were you, I'd grab my creative thinking hat and be confident that I can overcome whatever life throws at me today. If you've ever been caught talking to yourself, you probably noticed a few stares in your direction, especially if you talk loudly. And most of us grew thinking that talking loudly to oneself makes us look insane. Good news! According to a recent study, talking to yourself indicates a higher level of intelligence. Scientists at Bangor University in the UK found talking out loud to yourself improves self-control, an important form of intelligence. The study's participants were given written instructions and told to either read them out loud or silently. After measuring the concentration and how participants performed on tasks, researchers concluded that people were more concentrated and absorbed what they read better when doing so out loud. The STED experiment opened a lot of positive facts about the art of talking to oneself. We talk to ourselves for many reasons. This often occurs when we're experiencing a deepened emotion, such as anger, nervousness, extreme focus, or excitement. If we speak out loud, it forces us to slow down our thoughts and process them differently because we engage the language centers of our brain. Still don't believe it? Then look no further than an intense sports game, where it's often pretty natural to hear athletes give themselves a pep talk in an effort to remain focused. Go ahead, talk to yourself. It's normal and good for you. Do you have a great sense of humor? Then I have some good news for you. There is a popular saying that you can tell how smart a person is based on what they laugh at.
serious?
And I totally agree. University of New Mexico scientists agrees as well. One study they conducted found that people who wrote funnier cartoon captions scored higher on measures of verbal intelligence. Another study they ran found that professional comedians scored higher than average on measures of verbal intelligence. The smartest people are always smart and witty enough to find a joke in whatever situation. And not only are funny people smart, they're nice to be around too. Evidence suggests that having a good sense of humor is linked to high emotional intelligence and is a highly desirable quality in a partner. Why? Because sense of humor is inherent to smart and creative people and is therefore considered a sexually attractive factor because it surely indicates good genes. This actually answers the mystery of how humor makes you more attractive and how the funny guy gets the girls. Empathy is the awareness of the feelings and emotions of other people. It is the link between self and others, because it is how we as individuals understand what others are experiencing as if we're feeling it ourselves. And one thing is for sure, smart people are known to be sensitive of where others are coming from. They understand the importance of assessing the emotions and different perspectives of other people, and they know how to use it as a tool to communicate effectively. In relation to understanding the different perspective of others, another sign of intelligence is being open-minded. I've always held this notion that the more receptive people were to opposing views, the more intelligent they are. Confirmed by science, a 2008 Yale University psychology study showed highly intelligent people tend to stay open-minded to other people's point of view, not formulating their own until hearing multiple ideas. This doesn't mean they're fickle, as the study also showed open-minded people are more likely to be confident about their opinion once formed and less likely to be manipulated. It's observed that open-minded people will likely listen more and behave more positively towards difficult conversations and/or disagreements about facts or points in a conversation. Someone who listens and considers the ideas of others must be wise enough to realize they can't know everything and may be incorrect on their established understanding. Are you familiar with the marshmallow test? The marshmallow test was an experiment that originated in the 1960s at Stanford University. Children were given the choice of taking an immediate reward of 1 marshmallow or waiting to receive a larger reward of 2 marshmallows. In past studies, children who performed well on this and other delayed gratification tests were found to have higher general intelligence. So, what does this marshmallow test really measure? It is about the power of delayed gratification and how self-control plays a pivotal part. Intelligent people tend to have strong self-control and can resist making impulsive decisions, and they are able to overcome impulsiveness by planning, clarifying goals, exploring alternative strategies, and considering consequences before they begin. Another sign of being intelligent is that you practice self-development. Self-development is the study and practice of improving one's life in all aspects possible. Self-improvement lets you identify your personal strengths and focus on them. It gives you a better understanding of what you're seeking and where you are likely to thrive and excel. It helps you set life goals and make them happen. Just the way learning should never stop, the same applies for self-improvement. This mindset implies that learning contributes to personal growth, and wanting to learn more can also be perceived as being open to new knowledge and adopting new ways of thinking, which contributes to signs of intelligence. We also need to understand that self-improvement has something to do with accepting that sometimes we can be wrong and we can still be better. Don't be afraid to be wrong. Don't be afraid to admit that you don't have all the answers. Don't be afraid to say, "I think," instead of "I know." The idea should be to focus on continuous self-development at every stage in our life and become better versions of ourselves. And last, but definitely not the least, you're not convinced you're particularly smart. The Dunning-Kruger effect, which says that people who are less competent or bright consistently overestimate their mental abilities, while intelligent people are far more aware of their limitations. And knowing your limitations means you're more likely to surround yourself with people to offset your limitations. It also makes you hungrier to learn more, which makes you smarter. This is also due to the fact that the more intelligent, informed, and skilled you are, the more you realize just how much space there is to further improve, and you are not satisfied with your current knowledge or skill level. Learning is a lifelong experience, and I encourage everyone to continue to seek knowledge and wisdom to improve ourselves. Among the list, what is the characteristic that you can relate the most? Share us your thoughts by leaving a comment down below. And for all you Upsiders who want more Upside videos, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and ring the bell icon. And as always, if you find this video inspiring, I know you'll enjoy our video on 7 signs you're more attractive than you think. See you next time.